Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rap Commentaries run-through of Legacy of the Duelist, and in this episode, we're continuing on with Arc V, as we have successfully just defeated Silvio after he, stole a bunch of our Pendulum cards, and now we get introduced to Yuto with his Dark Rebellion Ixi's Dragon. And everyone thinks that Yuto is Yuya, despite the fact that they have drastically different hairstyles and demeanors.
I know, right? It's all about the hair. This guy looks like Dib from Invader Zim.
So, Yuya is being investigated because Yuto attacked a couple of students at the Leo Institute of Dueling. Yeah, if you recall Leo and Luna from 5Ds, yeah, that is a direct callback to them, and we'll be getting more 5Ds callbacks later because... Okay, I know that I said that Zeal's storyline was extremely convoluted. I would go so far as to say that Arc V's storyline is not as convoluted, but it's significantly more insane.
There are 3 ultimate methods, and now we have a 4th and very confusing and stupid method that's about to take over the scene. We cannot have this. I agree, Henrietta.
Alright, and here is our first opponent, Dipper. He is running an archetype that actually got a lot of hype during this era. Specifically, he is running the Constellars. Or is it Stellar Knights?
Yes. Constellars.
It's either Stellar Knights or the Constellars. I forget which one. I think it's Constellars.
Constipation. His last name is Orion. That is adorable. Oh, Dipper Orion. Sorry, a little slow on the uptake. This guy is just made of puns.
Yes. A majority of the Arc V one-shot cast members are, puns. For the record, that actually was a case for a majority of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shows. Like, how the Shadow Realm Duelist, Titan, yeah, his name was actually Titan, and then he shows up twice and is gone.
I mean, he was a really big dude.
He was a very big dude.
And big dudes resemble the Titans from Greek mythology.
Alright, so we have grabbed Time Gazer Magician. The hope is that we will eventually be able to use Stargazer Magician in order to pendulum summon out our Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Yep, it's Constellar. So, Dipper's entire strategy revolves around using his Constellar monsters to get him to a boss monster called Constellar Pallades. And if he successfully does so, we are probably dead, because Constellar Pallades is actually just that fucking amazing.
Remains true. We are building towards a whole sky of go suck eggs.
Unfortunately, Time Gazer Magician would right now have a scale of 4 if we were to use it, because we don't have the rest of the stuff that we need. And this honestly is, and here we go. Now he's going to use Cause as effect in order to increase the levels of both Cause and Pollux. Attack us first for 35. Then he's going to Ixie summon Constellar Pallades.
Revenge.
Except he chose not to Ixie summon for some fucking reason.
Revenge. And, oh, you thought that you could just put me aside, said the Ixie's monster. Oh, you thought that you could just sweep me under the table, said the Synchro monster. But all of you guys forgot about me, said the Fusion monster.
For the record, there actually is a very powerful fusion archetype in this series. It's the Gem Knights.
Nice.
But it's Gem Knights and Melodious, actually. We will get to play with both of them, and they are actually both, they're both actually relatively easy to understand, kinda, sorta. I still don't understand how Melodious is supposed to work at this point in the series. But Gem Knights I get for the most part, at least the battle damage variant of Gem Knights. The effect damage variant of Gem Knights, I have no idea how that works.
His name, the Constellar Horoscope. That's funny. So there are 11 other monsters that also are like that in the Constellar archetype.
I want to say it's slightly less than that, to be perfectly honest, but it probably is that almost exactly.
I mean, okay, Virgo is for the record, Leo and Virgo are the two most common horoscopes in the entire world. There's a 9% chance that you're either one if you are alive.
That's actually a very low percent chance, though, especially since there's only 12 months.
Well, because it has to share the rest of the 100, hence the word percent with the other horoscopes. The reason for that is that people tend to make love in the wintertime because it keeps them warm.
All right, enter the battle phase, and then we can use. We were supposed to use Turn Toad in order to reduce the attack and defense. In order to reduce the attack stat of Constellar Virgo in order to get in for more battle damage. Oh well.
It's my turn to swing. It's my turn to lend my power. It's my turn to be triggered for your benefit. I don't understand how you all came to be like this.
Pleiades. Yes, I thought that was the word. That was in a Red Hot Chili Pepper song.
Ah, yes, the Pleiades. All right, we're gonna summon out our sword. Oh, we're not gonna summon out our swordfish. Dang it! All right, destroy the cow, destroy cause, then attack directly for 12.
Because. What do you got now, dipstick?
Nothing, apparently.
Nothing!
Alright. Oh, look, Swords of Concealing Light. A card that would have been really good, about 4.5 turns ago.
Swords of Concealing Light, interestingly enough, would have been useful when Synchro Summoning was on the scene.
Kinda, sorta. Forcing your opponent to set monsters is pretty nice.
Oh, no, I mean, it doesn't force your opponents. What it does is it conceals the monsters that are on the board. It does not necessarily affect monsters that your opponent plays later, which honestly is the biggest problem with the card.
Okay, then. So, we normal summon Swordfish.
When you try something new, you just feel like a real jackass. Ain't that right,
we
friend
Pendulum
Donkey?
Summon our friend Donkey.
You could Pendulum summon non-Pendulum monsters?
Yes, you can. It was
Lord.
the big fear. It was the big fear when Pendulum Monsters came out that this particular mechanic was going to make Turbo Aggro a real thing. Unfortunately, what Pendulum actually did is became a relatively consistent combo engine, and that's pretty much all it's ever been. All right, here we get to play with Zuzu and what is her name? Julia, yeah. And we get to play on Julia's side because Julia canonically wins this duel. Julia is running the Gem Knights. Hence why her name is Julia Crystal. Because,
right. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, how did you get your name?
My deck decided my name. It's very stupid that way. It's like my duelist name in Anarchy would probably be Inferno Burns.
Mine would probably be an anagram of Ubel. I could take some time to think of some.
Bluey,
yeah. That's a great dual name. We call him Bluey.
All right. So, Julia's entire plan is to get out Master Diamond or Lady Brilliant Diamond, and use their stupidly high attack powers, because they actually have stupidly high attack powers, in order to overrun their opponents. To be perfectly honest, Julia's ability to bring out a 3100 beater off of a single spell is actually relatively consistent, whereas Zuzu at this point is trying to use Melodious as an archetype without the fusion top end, which is why it is terrible for her.
A great opportunity to use a second-rate archetype like the Gem Knights.
This is a thing that I'm still struggling with to this day. If you MST a field spell that has activated its effect, the effect of that field spell actually is negated. So in rare instances, MST can actually negate Mr. Cloud.
I heard about that. What was it? What was it that was of controversy some time ago? Is that you can actually use MST in order to put as Chain Link 2 on a Chain Link 1 normal spell. You kill the normal spell on the chain, and it negates the effect.
No, you can't kill a normal spell with MST because the normal spell is not a valid target. Believe it or not, it's supposed to be. But although it was a valid target earlier on in Yu-Gi-Oh's lifespan, it no longer is. So,
yeah, I do recall that the effects of cards that have to remain on the battlefield, the effects of cards that have the function of remaining on the battlefield, like continuous spell or trap cards or field spells. Yes, so those cards will be disrupted by MST because they have to be on the field as they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
As Annotations Gerda mentions here, yes, Julia is supposed to bring out Lady Diamond for boatloads of burn damage, and I don't know how to do that, so we're just going to smack Zuzu with a bunch of high-power rocks. Go, my Gem Knights!
Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Beautiful. We're killing everyone in Yu-Gi-Oh! Bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
If Zuzu actually had her entire extremely powerful Melodious deck here, this duel would go much differently, because Melodious is honestly, although it doesn't have as good a stats as Gem Knight has, it does honestly have a better game plan than Gem Knights do at this point, especially with how I'm piloting Gem Knights.
You've just presented me a new target. Oh, you should have continued the... Oh,
I
right,
can't,
because
Sonata's effect increases all of the attack and defense of all of her fairy monsters by 500 points when it's special summoned. So...
Right, because in Yu-Gi-Oh, lords can affect their own stats, not just the stats of other creatures you have.
Yeah, they usually don't, but they can.
Because it just gets confusing. I mean, that's why Magic the Gathering did that with the lords, is it affects every other monster so that you can rely on the printed stats of the card to determine how powerful it is.
Right. I don't have Garnet, so I can't go into Ruby. Too much math. Attack directly. Simplify the game state.
Yeah. Big fusion monster
Sora.
with no effect. I love it.
Alright, in the next episode, we'll continue on with Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V with trains.